Hi, Spy Toilet here. Today we're going to analyze the first 5 episodes of SKIBIDI Multiverse with Clockman and Drillman from the Dom studio. The first episode begins from the same place as episode 59 of the original series, where 2 titans are attacked by 3 astro toilets. The speaker man immediately flies after them, leaving the cameraman alone. Toilets attempt to harm the cameraman with some kind of fire, and a parasite tries to take control of him. There's a picture on the building, but it's unclear. If anyone knows what it is, write in the comments. The question is, why does the cameraman just keep standing there? Perhaps these are paralyzing rays preventing him from attacking. Then we see the parasite successfully infect the cameraman. He takes a shard from his armor and stabs himself in the chest. It's not immediately clear why in the chest and not the core. If the blow had been to the core, he would have definitely died. Well, it doesn't matter. After that, we observe how the speakerman attempts to shield the cameraman but is also under attack from the astro toilets. Soon both the cameraman and the astro toilets fly away in an unknown direction, with the speakerman flying after them. What follows is quite amusing as mutants attack agents. One notable mutant turns out to be the core of the Titan TV men. Later, the SKIBIDI toilet from episode 49 makes an appearance. Overall, the toilet models in this series aren't very high quality, but the animation is well done. Next, we witness the toilet getting hit in the face. Finally, the Clockman makes an entrance featuring a high-quality model. Clearly, these characters hold significant importance in the series, much like the TV men in the original series. The Clockman presents a wristwatch to an operator. Following that, the same Clockman strikes the SKIBIDI toilet. Additionally, a larger Clockman and an alarm Clockman appear. An intriguing detail emerges as all the Clockmen display the same time, 7:42, which probably isn't just a coincidence. As the time progresses to 3:12 and then 1:43, a powerful burst of energy appears from the Clockman. Notably, even the alarm clock's time moves in the same direction. After the energy burst, time slows down, a cool and somewhat unfair ability. The clock now shows 12 hours, with the timer shifting from 12:26 to 12:24. Interestingly for others, time remains unchanged, but we'll talk about why this is later. An additional detail catches the eye. The speakerman is also in a clock loop. When the Clockman places a watch on the speakerman's hand, he can move immediately. This implies that having a watch provides protection. Similar technology was present in the TV men, who provided agents with protective lenses to shield them from the TV's light. Following this, we observe the Clockman confronting the mutants, and the time resets to 12 o'clock, then to 7:42, and eventually returns to normal. Notably, the last time on the clock was 12:24, functioning as a timer, suggesting that the Clockman can only stop time for 24 seconds. This detail adds a cool nuance to the series. After time resumes, the mutants start to explode. One Clockman resembling Tony Stark catches attention, earning the nickname the Mech of Death. Despite the cool fireworks, the POV cameraman gives a thumbs up, but the Clockman doesn't respond. Another peculiar Clockman with unique abilities is also seen, hinting at the variety of abilities among different Clockmen. We will explore their other abilities later in the video. The second episode starts with a battle against the toilets. Then we see the whole gang of Clockmen gathering, and they all have the same time on their clocks, 8:05. The alarm clock man goes to attack the enemies, but when he sees a large toilet, he says, "Wait guys." Then a SKIBIDI toilet helicopter appears and tries to attack the Clockman with a rocket, but the big Clockman saves his brother by stopping time. Now the timer shows only 10 seconds, though in the last episode it was 24 seconds. I'll explain why later. The big Clockman shows the others that they only have 10 seconds left. The Clockman goes into battle and delivers the mutant to its destination. When time returns to normal, the mutant explodes and it's not clear why. Maybe the Clockman put explosives on him, like the other one did in the first episode. We see the Clockman ship, similar to the cameraman ship from the original series. It seems like everything is over, but a SKIBIDI toilet appears. The big Clockman tries to save his brothers, but he forgot to change the batteries, so he didn't have enough energy. Initially, the timer was only for 10 seconds. In the first episode, it was 24. Maybe this is the maximum or depends on the Clockman's strength. In the future, we might find out. The operator's cameras go dark for some reason, and the ship flies away. The scene changes, meaning all the Clockmen flew away on the ship. But who stayed and filmed the ship flying away? Next, we see the alarm clock man and the dancing speaker man teaching him how to do the dance. Then there's this interesting Clockman reading a book about houseplants. It became clear to me that he looks like a flower in a glass, but with a clock inside. Well, he's a clockman, so why not? The scene changes again, and I'm honestly shocked at how well designed this place is. I absolutely love it. It looks like something out of a fiction film like Beauty and the Beast. Inside, we see the whole gang assembled. Our gardener shows some incredible magic bringing a flower back to life. It's very cool ability. The alarm clock man also wanted to check it out, but the gardener immediately lets him know that it can't be touched, and they start fighting. Then we see a very old clockman who lets us know that these two are fools. Next, the main clockman is typing something in Morse code on the computer. It says "Need Titan," and below that, "Future." It's not clear what this means, but it's obvious they need Titan to deal with big enemies. Suddenly the alarm clock rings, indicating something is happening outside. We see a huge army of toilets on a beautiful clearing, including our friends like the Signalman, the Skull from episode 55, and the Skibidi Buzzsaw from episode 48. It's clear the mutants are serious, but then we hear a bell ringing, and we see a surprised cameraman who even looks scared. And that's how episode 2 ends. Honestly, the series creator got me nervous. The ending is very mysterious, and the music is incredible. The third episode begins in the same place with the reflection of a massive titan. However, time stops again, and we're transported to what seems to be the very first episode, maybe even in the past. Here we witness another ongoing war. TV Man and TV Woman make an appearance, and she's quite cute. She also wields an interesting new weapon, and I'm hoping to see more of her in the future. Then a Skibidi Man enters the scene, and we observe a weapon in action as time stops. A mutant heads towards a landfill with toilets, and a powerful titan emerges with flying shurikens and various types of watches. He looks really cool. His shot has the ability to stop time around the enemy, making it quite a powerful skill. Honestly, all clockmen seem too powerful, considering the gardener can turn back time to heal, the large clockman can stop time, and now Titan can also freeze time. We haven't even seen the abilities of other gentleman agents like Alarm Clock, Clockman Boss, and Old Clockman, and I'm afraid to imagine what they are capable of. Moving on, we encounter the same mutant from episode 2, and Titan takes a shot at him, freezing time around him. The mutant then begins to do some voodoo magic. Interestingly, I didn't notice any changes in his appearance. Everything remained the same, and time hasn't altered. If you spot any details, feel free to write them in the comments. After the magical display, the color of the projectile changes to green from its previous red hue. Titan shoots at the mutant once again, and we notice his eyes turning yellow this time. By the way, he's got some kind of sewing machine on his head, and it's quite amusing. Then 2 astro toilets show up and a large mutant starts attacking his own allies. The second ability of Titan is controlling the enemy, which is quite a powerful ability, but I'm hopeful that there's someone who can resist it. It seems like a Imba level ability. However, Titan gets shot in the back, and we recognize our friend, Skibidi Scientist. He's undergone changes since episode 65, and now looks like Professor Xavier from X-Men. It's not entirely clear what this version of the scientist can do. Titan repeats the cameraman's gesture from episode 16 and seems to say, "Come here, puppy." And that's where the episode ends. There wasn't anything particularly special in this episode. No noteworthy details that I noticed. I could have talked about the mutant with unclear glasses or the TV woman's new weapon, or delved into the various time abilities and Titan Clockman, but I don't want to waste your time or mine because there isn't much to discuss. Episode 4 kicks off in the same location as episode 3. We encounter a TV man who also appeared in episode 3, though without the company of a TV woman this time. The TV man possesses a protective clock, making him immune to the Clockman's abilities. Additionally, we observe the Clockman boss closely inspecting the clock. A massive explosion follows, revealing the Skibidi Scientist, who though present in episode 3, appears somewhat different now. Perhaps a model change. Our powerful Clockman Titan is introduced only to be unexpectedly attacked from behind by the local G-Man toilet. The paralyzing rays, similar of episode 1, seem unnoticed by the Clockman Titan. There's a peculiar plate on the Titan's back, possibly just a design choice. The Titan stops time around the G-Man toilet, attempting to exert control. However, a red projectile is shot, followed by spellcasting indicating a lack of control. This contrasts with the earlier mutant control in episode 3. Now a yellow projectile is shot, possibly a mistake or an intentional change. Let's assume it's a mistake, and the intention is still to gain control over G-Man. Despite G-Man's strength and resistance, the Titan needs to get close to take control. The Skibidi Scientist intervenes and a flying shuriken moves towards him. Suddenly, an astro toilet appears, shielding the scientist. Nonetheless, the Titan still unleashes his reliable right hook. But the Titan still relies on his powerful right hook, and he doesn't forget about G-Man, making sure he also gets hit. Interestingly, the Titan's pin changes color to red, which is new. We also notice steam coming out from the Titan's core, something we didn't see before. There are 2 possibilities. Either the steam is because the Titan used up a lot of energy, or he's getting ready to do something strong. It looks like he wants to use a powerful move, but Clockman Boss signals him not to. The Titan agrees with a nod and chooses to keep using his hook on the scientist. I quickly noticed the Titan speeding up and using some new and strong moves. First, he stops time around the enemies, then he releases a powerful blast, making all the enemies disappear. In the next scene, we see the helicopter going back to where it was, and the Titan disappears too. This suggests that he turned back time specifically for the mutants he attacked and for himself. We also see interesting mutants, similar to the scientist from episode 3, and the Titan cameraman with a green light, showing he's infected and fighting for the mutants. Then, a new mutant type called the SKIBIDI magnet shows up with a red toilet. We're not sure what this mutant can do yet, but we'll find out later. Finally, the scientist attacks the POV cameraman, and that's where the episode ends. Episode 5 starts with a simple toilet flush, and when the flush button is pressed, it leaves no trace. Quite weird. An explosion occurs in a flying toilet with a funny sound. Also, we can see the raccoon police, which reminds me of the police department, and the city from Resident Evil. Next, we encounter a large clockman and a large speakerman facing off against a small group of local gangsters trying to steal an expensive watch from the clockman. The clockman attempts to stop time by pointing to his watch, but realizes he lacks the energy because he forgets to recharge. Suddenly, the leader of the gang, the SKIBIDI magnet, appears, initiating a fight. The speakerman engages, and the POV cameraman aids by using a paralyzing gun on the toilets. Witnessing the speakerman swiftly defeat the magnetic mutant might make you wonder why, but let me explain. The magnetic field significantly affects watches, given that watches themselves have magnets and are sensitive to external magnetic forces. This means watches can speed up, slow down, or even stop working. It's impressive how Dom Studio thought this through. After the destruction of the magnet, the clockman assures that everything is fine, supporting the idea of the magnetic field's impact. However, this is just the beginning. The clockman's head begins to spin, indicating severe pain. A colossal SKIBIDI magnet appears, magnetizing the clockman towards itself and tearing him apart. It's genuinely heartbreaking, and I hope they can somehow fix him. This mutant is intriguing too, with a magnetic field around it and figures flying about. It's adorned with magnets and features a mysterious purple diamond-shaped figure underneath. The POV cameraman attempts to paralyze the mutant but fails, and the mutant is ready to strike. Then a loud bell rings, signaling the arrival of the clockman Titan, coming to the rescue. We also observe steam emanating from his core, indicating his seriousness, and his personal army of toilets stands behind him. The mutant from episode 3 and the SKIBIDI Strider from the second part of episode 57 make appearances. It's obvious that the SKIBIDI magnet is surprised, and while he may have considered running away, Astro Toilets appear, setting the stage for a 3-on-1 battle. Honestly, I believe the Titan is still stronger, although the SKIBIDI magnet has fast Astro Toilets on his side, capable of paralyzing their counterparts. The episode concludes at this point. To sum up what we learned today, we encountered a new type of magnetic mutant, resistant to the clockman's abilities. We also identified a reference to Resident Evil and discovered another impressive ability of the Titan. It appears the author shares an appreciation for the Marvel Universe, much like Defuk. Additionally, we saw G-Man Toilet for the first time, displaying resistance to Titan's control, a promising sign. If I missed anything, feel free to let me know in the comments. Share your interesting theories as well. See ya.